Hello there and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech with myself and Marta, and we've got a little bit of an Xbox special today as of course the Microsoft console which officially revealed the next gen Xbox, the Xbox One, was today, just took place not too long ago in fact, and there was quite a bit of information on some of the exclusive games and the not so exclusive games that we're going to be seeing. Unfortunately, I do think most of the game information is going to be revealed at E3, but I do have quite a bit of information about Call of Duty Ghosts, which of course has been confirmed for a while now. It is of course going to be appearing on the Xbox One, and there's quite a few things that are going to be changing with this particular game. One of the things that they mentioned was that Call of Duty Ghosts will have exclusive timed DLC that will release first on the Xbox One, which of course means exactly what I said. It's not going to be exclusive DLC, it's going to be released first on the Xbox One. And what's even more interesting as well is that from the sound of what the representative said, there will not be any work, on Modern Warfare 4 anytime soon. However, Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One will be bringing a next-gen engine to the table, and of course will be developed by Infinity Ward. Now let's move on to the story just for a second. They didn't really go into too much detail, but what they did say, and from what I could gather from the world premiere trailer, was that basically America has had some sort of disaster happen to them. They didn't specify as to what it was, but it did look like nukes in the trailer, and there was quite a lot of damage done to them, and basically in this game they are not the world power that they are in reality. They are basically, there's only remnants of them remaining, and they do not have much power, and the ghosts are all really that remains, and they are the remnants of the US Special Forces, highly trained specialists in every form of useful combat that you can possibly imagine. So pretty much killing machines, but there's not that many of them left, of course, as you would imagine. And what we did know about the story, though, is that the screenplay is going to be written by Stephen Gagan, or Gagan, depending on your pronunciation there, who is, of course, the writer behind the series Traffic, among many things. He also, of course, wrote Metro, Havoc, Rules of Engagement. His list of credentials in the screenwriting business is quite long, so they're going to be bringing more emotion and trying to bring as much character as possible to the main characters of Call of Duty Ghosts as they possibly can, and they're going to be emphasizing camaraderie and just general emotion in this game. I mean, of course, the subject matter is basically going to encourage that. If that was you in a real situation, you would treasure those that you know, because, well, there's not many people left that you do know. What there was said, though, is that there's going to be a new addition to the squad in the form of a dog, and he's actually going to be, as I said, a squad party member, and can be used to both sniff out bombs and so forth, and also protect you in combat. And there was a nice little bit of in-game action with the dog basically taking down an enemy and chewing on his leg with some numbers. So, and as well as that, we've got sliding, leaning, and leaping capabilities for the player in game. And basically, how that's going to work is how you think. You know, the slide is fairly simple. We've seen that in many games up until this point. The leap, however, I think will add a lot of fluidity to the gameplay, as essentially what they showed is, you know, your character is running towards a wall and basically will seamlessly jump over it without breaking the flow of your run, which will help get rid of some of that clunky feel from the gameplay, which is definitely nice. Another thing that's very nice indeed is interactive smoke and fluid dynamics, so that's really going to add to the feeling of immersion that we're going to be seeing in Call of Duty Ghosts. And they also revealed a few changes to the multiplayer, which I'm sure is what many Call of Duty fans would call the bread and butter of the Call of Duty series. And one of the most interesting things that they discussed to do with the multiplayer is the word dynamic maps. And what they mean by this is that weather events, natural disasters and things like that, as well as player actions, will change the map and, of course, as they said, make it dynamic. And how often these events will occur or how often you can trigger them, they didn't really say. But given that player actions can change them, I would be surprised if they couldn't be done a couple of times per game, and perhaps natural disasters will be limited to once or a different type per map or something. It didn't really go into too much detail, just that it was a possibility for the multiplayer. As well as that, there's going to be character appearance and gear customization available. Of course, you can change the hair color, gear color, and that sort of thing. You know, all the stuff you'd expect really from a character customization system. And of course, they touted high-res textures, volumetric lighting, and 60 FPS with low latency for this particular game. So pretty much a ton of information given about Call of Duty Ghosts, and it's looking like quite the game indeed. And of course, will be interesting to see what the Xbox One can do in terms of graphics. Of course, it's hard to tell from gameplay trailers and gameplay seen over a live stream, but it did look quite nice indeed. And of course, this game will be an early release title, so it won't exactly be making the most of the Xbox One's hardware by any stretch of the imagination. That will come many, many years into the console's life cycle. Anyway, that's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Keep your eyes peeled here at Red Gaming Tech and also our website over at redgamingtech.com, as we're going to be covering everything about the Microsoft console quite extensively. So keep your eyes peeled here for the latest info. Anyway, that's me done. Thank you very much again. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.